What is up, everyone? So this has been a very much requested type on the channel. A lot of you have been asking me to play Mono Bug, and I'm very happy to bring it for you today. This type is a type I've been going off about quite a lot on the channel recently. I've kept been saying how I think it's one of the best types in the metagame at the moment, and hopefully today I can put my money where my mouth is and show you just how good Mono Bug can actually be. So without further ado, let's jump right into the team, and the first member is going to be the amazing new Cleavor. So I've heard kind of mixed opinions on Cleaver, but let me explain why I think it's one of the best new additions that Bug possibly could have asked for. First off, its ability sharpness is fantastic, boosting slicing moves by 1.5 times power, which is just kind of crazy good. You think of things like Iron Fist, which boosts punching moves by like 1.2 times power, so 1.5 is kind of crazy. It's basically a free choice band power. With Choice Scarf, this thing hits a respectable level of speed at base 85. It's not the fastest thing in the game, but respectable all the same. So sharpness essentially gives this thing a guerrilla tactics boost. It's kind of the same idea as Galarian Darmanitan. This thing is pretty fast and hits really hard with base 135 attack. This is thanks to the fact that Stone Axe, its new signature move, is actually boosted by sharpness. So 65 base is pretty bad. However, it is boosted by 1.5 times power, so I think it's like 92.5 off the top of my head is what it is, and that is before stab. Now on top of that, it also sets stealth rocks down when it hits the target, which is kind of a stupidly amazing attack. It's basically an offensive stealth rock that can KO opponents. And thanks to its part type rock typing, it is super effective on fire types, on flying types, things like that, which are going to give my team a lot of trouble. Also super effective against posing bugs, which is quite a popular type in the meta at the moment. So Cleaver can absolutely tear through so many types that Bug would ordinarily struggle with. So X-Scissors is normally a move that I wouldn't recommend. I wouldn't say it's even that powerful or that good of a move. However, it is sharpness boosted, so this is actually going to be 120 base, which is pretty strong. And that is again before stab. So 120 base, spammable stab is quite nice if you just need to deliver the final blow for something. Especially if Stone Axe, you don't want to have the shaky accuracy of 90% or you want to hit a lot harder. Speaking of 120 base, we have Close Combat, which is a fantastic move for dealing with steel types, which would otherwise wall out my Stone Axe and X-Scissors. It also hits normal types super effectively, and normal can be a pretty tough matchup, just a pretty tough type to deal with in Nat decks in general, so having that Close Combat is nice. Finally, we have Knockoff for team support. Probably won't be using this too much. It's a decent move all the same. Again, a little bit worse in Nat decks when Z Crystals and Mega Stones exist, but knocking off opposing items, especially Eviolites and stuff from my team, is never a bad thing. Next up we have Volcarona, and Volcarona is going to be pretty much my only special attacker on the team, so this thing is very important to keep alive in the case my opponent has a lot of physically defensive Pokemon. Pretty standard Volcarona set. We have Heavy Duty Boost to ignore Stealth Rock, which is pretty important, and Flame Body again to try and spread burns on my opponent if they make contact. There's no point in using Swarm as we don't actually have Bug Buzz on this set. So stat spread wise, we are max speed, max special attack with a modest nature. Now you can run a Volcarona if you want with more HP, more defense, or more special defense, and kind of tailor it to live attacks you want to. But again, since this is my only special attacker on the team, I want this thing to hit fast and I want this thing to hit hard. It has Quiver Dance, of course, which is a fantastic move, boosting my special attack, special defense, and speed of stage. Probably one of the best moves in the game, one of the best setup moves in the game anyway, for sure. We have Fiery Dance as well. It has a 50% chance to increase my special attack by one stage, as well as being base 80 and stab. You can run Flamethrower if you want that tiny bit of extra power, that 10 base extra power. Personally, I like the snowballing effect of Fiery Dance, especially if we take out a weakened Pokemon. It increases my special attack. It means the next Pokemon that ordinarily may be able to wall it probably can't, because this thing's special attack is pretty monstrously high at 405 before any boosts. We have Hidden Power Ground, and that is specifically there for Heatran, because otherwise Heatran can kind of wall out the party in general, but definitely wall out Volcarona quite badly, so Hidden Power Ground is nice for that. Also hits an Nihilego for 4 times damage, and after a couple of Quiver Dances we do outspeed and are able to OHKO it, which is good because that thing is a huge threat to my team if Caesar is gone. And finally we have Giga Drain, mainly for the water matchup, so I experimented with Bug Buzz and Psychic and stuff, but I found I was just losing to water really badly. Now that said, this type still definitely struggles with water, but it will be able to deal a lot better with Volcarona and Giga Drain. Kind of ironically, considering this thing's a fire type, but after a Quiver Dance it can outspeed a lot of big threats and gain a lot of HP back. It's also pretty good for rock types and ground types, just to passively regain HP on Volcarona, because otherwise it has no access to recovery, as I am not running Morning Sun or Roost. Next up we have Fortress, and Fortress is going to be my hazard control. So it's going to be a heavy duty boots again with sturdy. This is quite nice because it pretty much guarantees I can get a rapid spin off in most cases, assuming my opponent is not a ghost, which is good to remove rocks because obviously on a bug team it really hates rocks. We also have Vault Switch to gain momentum. I experimented a lot with different things like Gyro Ball, for example. I personally found that I liked Vault Switch a lot to try and get around and gain momentum. We have spikes as well, just to stack spikes in my opponent's field. This is a very much a hazard stacking bug team. We'll see we have spikes here, stealth rocks on cleaver, and we have sticky web and araquanid. So what we want to do is get up spikes, stealth rocks, and sticky web and apply a lot of offensive pressure on my opponent. Lets me set up my Volcarona or Scizor for game, or even my Buzzwole as well. So these three Pokemon can definitely set up, while these three Pokemon are kind of more supporting these three getting their sweeps. And finally we have T-Wave, and again I went through a lot of experimentation with Fortress on this set. I ended up with T-Wave because I found like this team lost pretty badly to faster choice scarf users. This team is not the fastest before boosting, and as well as that it lost pretty badly to omni boosts like Z Celebrate or Z Komodo, setting up its Clangor or Soul Blaze. So T-Wave at least lets me outspeed it with things like Volcarona, Cleaver, and in some cases Buzzwole as well. Now, stat spread wise, we are max HP, max defense, just to give this thing as much defense as possible. This should probably be for special attack, but honestly its special attack and attack is so beyond useless that it really doesn't matter too much when which you boost. I went for minus speed as well. You can go for minus special attack if you want, though it'll lower Volt Switch slightly, and I don't think the Fortress necessarily needs too much speed, though if you are worried about getting your rapid spin off, you could of course go for like a minus special attack nature. Either way, this thing is bulky and can live long enough to get a few spikes down as well as a T-Wave off. Next up we have Mega Scizor, and again it's a Mega Scizor Technician, of course. It's going to be max at HP, max attack. Personally, I like that little bit of bulk that Scizor can get. It's not necessarily the bulkiest, and I'm not going to run Roost, so it is going to be able to take quite a lot of damage. However, it can usually take pretty nice hits. It's neutral to things like Flying, Rock, thanks to its part Steel typing, which is very good for the team, and hits very hard back with Technician boosted Bullet Punch. So Bullet Punch, ordinarily 40 base, with Technician is going to be 60, and boosted again further by Stab, so up to 90 base, and it is priority, which is pretty fantastic. So this thing has very respectable attack, even more when it Mega Evolves, and after Swords Dance it's going to tear through so much things with Bullet Punch, which is quite nice. Next up we have Trailblaze, and Trailblaze is kind of an interesting one. I wasn't exactly sure what to use for this move. I ended up deciding on Trailblaze. I do kind of like the speed boost you have access to, 100% chance to increase speed, and it is boosted by Technician as well, so it is actually 75 base. Quite good again for the water matchup and the ground matchup, and rock as well, but realistically 9 times out of 10 you're clicking Bullet Punch against the rock matchup. Scizor is also fantastic against ice. It's just Bullet Punch, Bullet Punch, Bullet Punch, and absolutely tears through it, so that is very good. And finally, this generation, it got the massive boon of learning close combat, so anything that could ordinarily potentially live a bullet punch on things like ice or rock or any kind of type that would be weak to steel is suddenly going to go down to a close combat, which is extremely powerful on Scizor, especially after a couple of boosts with Swords Dance. Now, if you want, you can run, I believe, is it Roost on this set? You can run Roost 2 instead of Trailblaze if you want. Personally, I like Trailblaze because, again, the water matchup is quite difficult and it does come in clutch the odd time. Next up we have Araquanid, and it's going to be my specially defensive Pokemon on the team, so it has very respectable special defense with base 132, somewhat let down by its mediocre HP stat, but even still it's fantastic because it has Water Bubble, which is just basically 3 abilities in one. So fire damage is halved, it can't be burned, and water attack is 2 times as powerful, which is kind of a stupid ability. On anything that wasn't Araquanid, this thing would be absolutely busted. Its part water typing already gives me neutrality to fire, and thanks to Water Bubble, it effectively gives me a resistance, which is very good because otherwise fire, of course, is going to deal quite a lot of damage to the team. We have leftovers there for longevity, as well as having Sticky Web as for more team support. Mirror Coat is there as well, kind of an interesting one because we do have a huge special defense stat, so we typically won't be taking too much special damage, especially with my low enough HP, but it's quite nice to like Uno reverse card, something like a Volcanion, or even like a Psyshock user like Tapu Lele or Alakazam. It's nice to suddenly randomly hit back with a Mirror Coat and Oko them. Infestation is nice to trap non-ghost types into me, doing a bit of chip damage every turn, and I can kind of constantly liquidate them and wear them down. This is especially good for kind of bulkier Pokemon who ordinarily I could not break, or Pokemon who want to try and set up in my face and suddenly they get a bit of punishment by getting that chip damage over the time. And finally, liquidation, because it's just extremely strong on this. It is double power thanks to Water Bubble, and has a 20% chance to lower defense as well. So even though, despite the fact this thing has pretty pathetic attack stat, liquidation hits surprisingly hard a lot of the time, just due to sheer numbers of how high its base power is, and it is also boosted by stab further. So if anyone has seen my channel before or watched any of my mono bug type videos, you will recognize this Buzzwole. This is what I call the Forbidden Buzzwole. I call it that because this thing is just really solid against so much of the matchup, so much of the tier in general. So let me explain the stat spread quite in detail, because it's a bit VGC looking, a bit specific. So its HP is base 196. This is so it is exactly 404 HP, which allows me to set up a substitute with 101 HP, allowing me to easily eat Nightshades or Seismic Tosses without breaking the sub in one hit. Very, very important. We have base 120 defense, just because I wanted this thing to be as defensive as possible, while having exactly enough attack to increase its attack every time I get a beast boost instead of its defense. Of course, we have minus special attack nature because that's my dump stat. We have 176 special defense, and that's actually a very specific number. The reason we have 176 and 196 in HP and special defense is so we can guarantee live one Scald in a substitute against a Toxapex. So you can sub in the face of Toxapex and Scald cannot break you, assuming it does not have special attack investment, which most Toxapexes do not. And finally, our speed is important because it outspeeds Heatran that has no speed investment. It also outspeeds things like Nidoking and anything with base 295 speed after a Sticky Web, which is quite important. So that is why the stat spread is exactly this way it is. And moveset wise, we have Substitute. Again, I kind of explained that here between subbing in the face of Nightshade and Toxapexes, and just generally being a fantastic support option or fantastic setup opportunity option for Buzzwole. Especially paired with leftovers, it's going to recover its HP back nicely every turn in my substitute, so that's quite good. We have bulk up as well to increase this thing's defense even further, especially against the steel matchup. You can just bulk up in their face and hide behind a sub, and you're going to be perfectly okay. This is definitely paired with the fact you have Drain Punch for longevity, as well as being stab and being able to hit a lot of things super effectively. Base 75 is not the strongest. You can of course run things like Brick Break if you really want, or Close Combat if you want the immediate damage, or even Focus Punch because you are going to be behind a sub if you want to hit with incredible oomph. Personally, I like Drain Punch's longevity. I like it enough that after a couple of bulk ups you're probably going to be OK in most things anyway, just because Buzzwole has a very respectable base 139 attack stat. And finally we have Darkest Lariat, and that is mainly there for things that resist fighting, or immune to fighting, namely the ghost types in the tier, and anything that might want to try and like spam Iron Defense or something, or even Curse or opposing bulk up users in my face. Darkest Lariat does ignore the opposing stat boost from their defense, which is very good, so that's very important for this team. So that's going to be the team for today, and full disclosure, this is actually being recorded after I recorded the live, mainly because the original recording got corrupted for some reason, so I had to re-record the intro, and this team goes absolutely crazy in today's ladder. So hopefully you stick around to watch that, and I'm not going to babble for too much longer. We're going to jump into some games in a second, but before I do, I want to ask, what is your favorite bug type introduced in Generation 9? For me, it's probably Low Kicks. I wasn't too sure what I thought about it originally, but then I used it in my in-game, my Pokemon Scarlet playthrough, and I really got attached to it. I think its design is fantastic, and Tinted Lens First Impression is just so fun to use in competitive. So that's all the talking out of the way. Let's jump right into some games. Alrighty, we have a game against Mono Ghost, which it's a pretty popular type on the ladder right now. I feel like I've seen it around a lot, probably due to the Spectrier suspect test on at the moment. It's also a pretty hard team to deal with, so I can't rapid spin them away, but they don't seem to. They have hazards here on Frostlass. I kind of want to open up Scizor. Yeah, exactly as I expected them to open up Frostlass, and we're just going to try and Bullet Punch immediately, shut down any attempts they have at setting up right away. Now, Ceruledge is a big threat to my team. Of course, they get the Cursed Body, and that really sucks for me, because now they get a free Spike, I think. Yeah, they get a free Spike here. I'll go into Cleaver. I guess Spike's not the worst case. I get my Stone Axe down, or my Stealth Rocks. It means Cleaver or Ceruledge can't come in as freely. I kind of want my own spikes down because they don't have any way of dealing with it. Yeah. Yeah, I think I want my own spikes down. I need to keep Rakwanid healthy for Sarah Ledge. Buzzwole is, I feel like, mostly useless in this game. Caesar is pretty good, especially once Volcarona is damaged. Yeah, let's go Fortress here. We should live decently well. I'm kind of afraid your Zoroark. I'm kind of certain your Zoroark. I'm going to T-Wave because I'm expecting like a Z Crystal, like a Z Happy Hour to come out here. Okay. I mean, Paralyzing Cerulege is pretty good. Do I value webs in this game is the question. I'm pretty sure I live. A Bitter Blade. Yeah, it's not that strong. This should KO, assuming they're not Sash. If they are, they should be in bullet punch range. Don't be weakness policy. Well, obviously they're not their Sash. Okay, so Bitter Blade's actually going to kill me here. I could roll the para. I also want webs down for Spectrier. I lived. That might have been a throw on my part, actually. I did not think that was going to live. That must have been like a crazy high roll, and not a crazy low roll. That doesn't make sense. How did it do so little? Oh, they Swords Dance then Bitter Bladed? Did 46 to 53? Okay. For some reason I thought they Bitter Bladed then Swords Dances, so I just played that quite badly. Crit there, of course, did not matter. They are 295 speed at most, which means they're slower than my Cleaver. And I'm just going to start knocking here. Obviously Shadow Snake won't KO. Cleaver has decent enough defense. I should outspeed Spectrier. Assuming they... Yeah, I should outspeed this. I'm slower than... I could knock you off. Set up my Caesar for a game. Does that make sense? Yeah, I feel like that makes sense. I'm going to knock you. Break your disguise. Obviously I die here. That's fine. Oh. Interesting. I can keep you healthy for Spectrier. That's going to do no kind of damage. I guess a T-Wave. I kind of wish I had Gyro Ball here, but I don't right now. And what I'm going to do is just get greedy and set up as much spikes as I can. I do not care about Drain Punch. Caesar is going to OHKO you regardless. And honestly, any damage I get on Goldengo here is fantastic for me. So yeah, Caesar's going to come in, click Bullet Punch, get a KO. KO's a lot of their team. And I can easily sack Buzzwole here. It has no purpose in this game. Shadow Ball actually might even outspeed. Are they giving me Spectrier? I feel like that's a huge misplay. I feel that thing could have been quite dangerous in the late game for me. Mimikyu comes back out. It's probably Play Rough, or is it Let's Snuggle Together, perhaps? Either way, fine. We do a huge chunk. That doesn't even KO. That's so weak. I'm going to bulk up once here on the Shadow Sneak. I kind of want to get a sub up. But I could also just Darkest Lariat here and win the game. Again, assuming I outspeed Zoroark and Goldengo. If they're Scarf, it's not a big deal because, of course, my Cleaver always outspeeds. Knock off, and we win the game. Unless you're Z Crystal, but knock off into Bullet Punch wins the game regardless, so I'm not worried here. Nice. And it looks like they were Z Crystal because we didn't knock anything off. That is good to know if we fight this person again on the ladder. Very good to know that information. Let's look for another game. So our next game is against Mono Dark. Now, in theory, this matchup should be pretty easy for Bug. In practice, I wouldn't say it's exactly the easiest matchup in the game. Not the most difficult either. However, I don't run that much Bug Stab here. I only really have X Scissors. Okay. And Buzzwole here has Drain Punch, which is pretty good against their team, but they do have a lot of threatening Pokemon. They have Sableye, quite a threat, Mandibuzz. Honestly, I think Tinglu is quite a big threat too. We're going to open up with Fortress here as I expect them to open up with Sableye. They actually open up with Mandibuzz. I'm debating, do I want a Spike here? I guess I will. I'll get a one Spike against Sableye. Now they're going to Mega Evolve, and I will Volt Switch out on that. Into what is the question? Because we don't want a lot getting burned, or knocked off for that matter. I guess Arachnid is the play. Liquidation is very strong. They can calm mind up all they want. Liquidation's going to do good. Yeah, nearly 40 damage. And once we get a defense drop, it really applies the pressure on them. So they can obviously recover here. I'm going to infest once. As Mandibuzz comes out. It's probably toxic. And so I'm going to go Fortress. They might defog as well. I just don't think I want Arachnid getting toxic at all. Yep, the defog, that's fine, because I can Volt Switch here and keep my momentum as I want to do. Part of me wants to go into Buzzwole. And click Substitute. Now they could easily burn me here. Actually, they don't have knockoff, so I think Volcarona is free enough. I mean, Muck is a big threat. I'm pretty sure they're Assault Vest Muck. Actually, Tinglu's a big threat too. Tinglu can easily get like rocks down and stuff. I guess once I get out Buzzwole and start setting up, yeah, as expected, Muck comes out. That's fine. They're probably going to knock here, try go for a poison. I don't get the increase, unfortunately. Do I get the Flame Body? No. So we got nothing good there, unfortunately. That kind of sucks. I mean, Crit's pretty good. Crit is just as good. Flame Body? Excellent. Flame Body there is fantastic. I kind of get him Buzzwole for free here and set up sub. The only thing they could potentially do is Shadow Sneak me, and if Shadow Sneak activates Poison Touch, very bad for me. If not, I'm in a fantastic position because I don't think there's a lot Mandibuzz can do against me. I'm not too worried about this. Maybe they expected a close combat or an earthquake or something, but I'm going to bulk up in their face. Tinglu comes in to Whirlwind me, but that's fine. Drain Punch does a cool 47. As expected, Whirlwind comes out there. I'm going to go ahead and CC you. I'm totally okay KOing Tinglu before I get any of its hazards down. And the Burnt Muck is fantastic. It pretty much allows me to not have to worry about it at all. Like, it's not going to do anything against Scizor or Buzzwole or Fortress for that matter. Honestly, Cleaver is looking better and better. Especially because they're not Heavy Duty Boots Mandibuzz. They're going to take 25 coming in, which is fantastic for me. Ah, they live. Just about. Papa, interesting. Quite strong. I'm going to SG once. Is this toxic? I always go Fortress here to grab momentum. Foul play. Not too badly. We're going to Volt Switch here. Yeah, it's toxic. That's kind of what I expected. And that's pretty bad for my team, so we're going to go Cleaver here. I don't think Stone Axe honestly KOs. Maybe it will. Mandibuzz is extremely bulky, but either way, rocks down here are fantastic. This either forces them to defog, or accept the fact they are now playing with rocks up against their side of the field. That's fine by me. Any small bit of chip I can get against Sableye is pretty good. I think we go Scizor here. If they go Greninja, I go into my Arachnid. They go Meowscarada. I'm just going to Bullet Punch for some chip. Knockoff won't KO. Not even close. I could Swords Dance here. And I will. It means now I think they're kind of forced to go into Greninja. They can't as easily go into Sableye. And they end up actually forfeiting. Okay. I mean, we'll take that. And let's pause and look for another game. So we have another game against Monograss, which has been a surprisingly popular type on the ladder as of late, I feel. It's a pretty cool team too. It has Tropius, one of my absolute favourite Pokemon, so really cool to see that being used. And Hisuian Elegant. I'm not sure what I said about that in my Hisuian tier list, but this thing is a huge, huge threat. Now this matchup isn't too bad for me. I'm not going to get too cocky because it could be surprisingly difficult, and we're going to open up with my Fortress here and try, I think, and get some spikes down early in the game. I'm not sure what Rotom wants to do. Discharge is strong. That's Specs, right? That's like 100% Specs. Now the question is, do I care about Fortress in this game? It's kind of slower than everything. I guess I do kind of care because I can Rapid Spin something later in the game. We'll sack my Arachnid here. Is that Specs damage? That just did so much. Rotom Mow. Choice Scarf. That's Specs, right? Discharge. 39 to 47 at +1. 58 to 69. Yes. Okay, that's good to know. That is very good to know because we can get in here, click X scissors. Now, Ferrothorn could come in. That's fine. I always go, I think, Fortress if Ferrothorn comes in. Or even Buzzwole too. Starting the Buzzwole sweep early is never necessarily a bad thing. Now again, I am worried about Rotom. Sorry, I mean Tropius. Of course, setting up my Volcarona will be game. Nice. I'm not sure what this Lilligant is. I've seen it before being like Sleep Powder with Victory Dance. That's quite a scary set. Yeah, Ferrothorn comes in as expected. Part of me wants to go to Buzzwole on the Stealth Rock. Part of me wants to go Fortress on the Stealth Rock. I'm sorry, on the Knock. Ah, this is a tough one. I think I'll go Buzz and hope they don't seed or Knock here. They seeded. Great. Volcarona can come out. I guess worst case we can force this to swap. Now Sceptile does easily live Fiery Dance, but of course it does go down to X Scissor. Actually, Caesar is really good in this game too. Oh, Tropius comes in. I'm going to Fiery Dance you, just because I know you're big things like Air Slash. Aerial Ace. Interesting. We burn there, which is really good for me. I'm going to get greedy, I think, in setup 1, so I can outspeed Sceptile and Lilligant. They seed here. Are they like Protect or something? I don't think it matters too much. I'm just going to try and score KOs, and the Spike here is going to break any potential Sash Lilligant might have. Wo-Chien does not live, unless you Protect. Nice. Okay. That was a pretty much sealed game via Sceptile. Even at Mega Evolve, there's no way it's going to live a +4 Volcarona. So with that, let's look for another game. Alrighty, here we go again with Mono Dark. Now this team is threatening. It has Samurott, which I really, really hate. Samurott is such a ridiculously good Pokemon. No, that's not true. Ceaseless Edge is such a ridiculously good move. That said, Buzzwole is excellent in this game. I'm going to open up a Cleaver, as they indeed open up with Samurott. Part of me wants to get my Stone Axe down, but the other part of me is just like click X scissors. Where's the Sash? No. In case it's a Sash, I'm going to go into Fortress. I guess ultimately I'm okay with Spike being down. We have Heavy Duty Boots and Volcarona and Fortress, so I could potentially spin it away later. And Buzzwole, assuming it gets up a single bulk up, I think it just wins the game. Okay, it is ceaseless. That's T-Wave. That's fine. I'll outspeed you after one rapid spin. In fact, I'm going to try and get my own spikes down. And webs in this game are super good. At least I've pretty much confirmed my suspicion this is indeed Sash. Usually I feel Samurott lead is. I'd like to try Samurott. Maybe I'll do another Dark Team. I just think Ceaseless Edge is such a ridiculous move. Is it 100% accurate? I'll be very upset if it is. I think it's 95. It's 90, okay. And what's Stone Axe? I feel like Stone Axe was 95. Maybe it's 90 as well. Okay, 90. That's reasonable. I think 100% accuracy, Ceaseless Edge or Stone Axe would have been probably one of the most broken moves in the series history. Especially because they're boosted by Stab and Sharpness, which both of these Pokemon for some reason have. I guess it makes sense. They're kind of slicing, cutting Pokemon. Either way, Sharpness is a really, really good ability. Okay, so now I definitely outspeed. I'm going to get a single spike down. Of course, they can get their spike up with Ceaseless. It's probably KOs. That's fine. Honestly, I'm feeling Cleaver after this. Because Spike is going to break any potential sashes they have on the team. And then I can kind of X scissors, X scissors, X scissors. Or do I save this for later? No. No, I spike. I'm okay with one spike. I have no sash on my team outside of Sturdy Fortress, but that's already broken anyway. So I feel like the 12% damage is going to do is not going to be a game changer for me. while every single spike I do against them increases my odds of Buzzwole or Scizor sweeping. Okay, they go for Razor Shell. That's pretty good for me. So we get X Scissors here, we live in Aqua Jet, we live in Sucker Punch. We get our KO. Crit did not matter there. Greninja comes in. Are you Scarf? Just because the thing is so good, I'm going to swap into Araquanid. In case it's Scarf, because this takes no damage. Okay, it's Life Orb. Let's get my cheeky web up here. Don't flinch. Great. Crit was strong. I'm not going to lie. Oh, I'm so stupid. I just realized Mirror Code is immune. Literally as I clicked it, I was like, wait, that's immune. That's okay. I think we Infestation. Or do we Liquidate? It's not very effective, but it's strong. Liquidate's going to do a lot of damage. Please don't crit. Nice. And I think it dies to Life Orb. Or it lives 1%. As expected, it's Battle Bond. They live on 1. I guess I could force them into Water Shuriken in here. And I don't particularly need Caesar for anything else. I'm going to SD. Yeah, I think they always Water Shuriken. Doesn't do a huge amount. And I get a free SD here. Nothing wants to swap into this. Ting-Lu, you're going to go down to a close combat. Obviously, Weavile goes down to a Bullet Punch. I'm pretty sure Meowscarada goes to a Bullet Punch at this percentage. And Roaring Moon, after Spike, might actually as well. You go down. Worst case, Roaring Moon lives. We outspeed with Cleaver and X Scissors for game. So with that, let's look for another game. Alrighty, we have a game against Mono Poison. This type is going to be difficult. They have Nihilego and Iron Moth. Even Nidoking's a huge threat to my team, so I definitely have to play this one quite carefully. Iron Moth, I have Araquanid. Nihilego, I have Scizor. Nidoking, I guess Volcarona if I can set it up. I'm not sure what my lead is. I guess Cleaver. And just try and get my Stealth Rock down as early as possible. They don't really seem to have an option to deal with it. To deal with entry hazards. So if I can stack entry hazards, maybe Scizor can go for game. Not the most reliable endgame, I guess. But it's the best I have in my head at the moment. That was pretty strong. That was very strong. Are they HP Fire? I feel like they're not HP Fire. We're going to go Fortress here. I'll T-Wave. They're HP Fire. Okay. That's really bad for me. Cleaver can come in and X Scissors. It's not going to KO. But it should put it in range of something like Scizor. Or even Volcarona. Maybe I can set up Volcarona after 1. But I kind of have to sack against Nihilego. Yeah, I guess this is fine. I think I X Scissor here. Should do about 60. Maybe a little less. 50-ish. But they're going to give Giga Drain so much of that back. This is a tough start to the game. Okay, they're smart to go to Nihilego here. That did a lot, though. That did a lot. What's the weakest link on my team? I feel I need Araquanid. I need Scizor. I think I need Volcarona. I guess I don't need Cleaver. Oh, okay. It's not Scarf. I'm not sure if that was supposed to be a bluff, but it's pretty good for me to get rid of that. We have Rocks up. They're not going to have a way to deal with it. If I can get Webs down. Honestly, maybe Buzzwole's pretty good. Now, Sneasler's an issue as well, actually. I always go Araquanid here. I live easily. They get the increase, which is annoying. I'll Sticky Web. I'm going to try Mirror Coat. They could Leech Seed. I think Leech Seed is the best play. Giga Drain, good for me. Because now I can bounce that back and do 42. And on the Synthesis, I'm going to Infest them. Force them in. Oh, there's Sleep Powder. I guess that's pretty good information. The question is, do I want anything on this team being slept? The answer is, I guess, Buzzwole. The only things I could really see Buzzwole being particularly excellent against are Overquill, and Sneasler. And Sneasler very much might have acrobatics, which kind of renders Buzzwole useless. Now, especially if I can get a Quiver Dance up here. Okay, they're taking Sneasler. They are Balloon, as I feared. Ha. I guess Scizor comes in. It's kind of like the least good Pokemon on my team right now. I'll SD once. Does it KO? I can CC you. I'm pretty sure you go down to a CC. Or do I T-Wave again? Right, so SD again? No, I just CC here. Oh, that did nothing. Haze, okay. Interesting. Haze Taunt is really cool. That is a really interesting set. It's probably like Haze, Taunt, Toxic, maybe some Dark move. Crunch, okay. Is Toxic your last move? Spike. Oof. So they probably crunch here, expecting me to go into Cleaver. They go into Sneasler. I am faster than you. Stone Axe is not very effective, so CC, so it's not everything I have is not very effective. I guess I'll Stone Axe. I know I activate their acrobatics and Unburden. Overquill comes in. I guess that's okay. 22 is okay damage, not amazing. Ah, the spikes actually hurt a lot. So they crunch here. I go Volcarona. I think I force Quiver Dances until they taunt me. No, I'm faster. Do they haze or do they taunt? They haze. I see their play here. I think they're trying to get back to full HP. So they can just haze forever. I'll get rid of you. Obviously, Sneasler is still a big issue. I think it's winnable. I think with Scizor it's winnable. Sneasler comes in. You're a threat. I sack my Buzzwole here. Please don't SD. Acrobatics. That actually did surprisingly little. Acrobatics. We go in Scizor. I'm just going to Bullet Punch. If they go Moth here, I'd rather this take damage. Or do I? I feel like Araquanid's always a free enough swap. I'll SD. They go Venusaur. Get rid of this. This is a tough endgame. Maybe I could Volcarona Burn on Sneasler is the answer. It's not a reliable answer though. Iron Moth, Araquanid always comes in. And we liquidate. Yeah, I think I might have to go for Fissure Burn on Volcarona. Fiery Dance does nothing, we liquidate. This won't kill Sneasler, but I think it'll put it in range of one Bullet Punch on Scizor. So I think that's the play. I think we just liquidate here. KO's Nidoking easy, KO's Iron Moth easy. And which is kind of nice is if I get rid of the balloon on Sneasler, I think their Unburden won't activate if they come back in later, and they'll have their webs down, so they're probably slower than my Volcarona at base. I think that's how Unburden works. Like, I know it doubles your speed if you lose your item, but I think if you swap out and swap back in when your item's consumed, I don't think you get the double speed upon swap in. But correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, this goes down. Nice. You're a threat. I think I have to go for the Volcarona Burn. Come on, fake out. Flame Body, yes. That is just what I needed. That is excellent. Because I can Quiver Dance here for free. This should go down to +1, and Iron Moth goes down to Hidden Power Ground. Nice. Crit shouldn't have mattered. I'll check that, but I don't think crit mattered. This is plus special attack, Sneasler. Fiery Dance. What? No way. I'm confused. Volcarona? Fiery Dance versus Sneasler. Is this like PU? Oh, this is Sneasel. That makes sense. I was like, there's no way. Fiery Dance is 59 to 69 at +1. That is 88 to 104. So yeah, crit did not matter there. Hidden Power Ground. You go down and we get another victory. Pretty good. 1588. I think that's decently high on the ladder. Let me check. 1588. Not like top 10 good. 38. Not bad. Not bad overall. Could this finally be the type to usurp Bug? Very... It could be tough. I do have Caesar though, so I do have a massive advantage in that. I'm going to open a Fortress here as they open up with their Deontay. I'll Vault Switch. They go into Iron Valiant. Interesting. I want to go into Caesar and threaten a Bullet Punch, but then go into Araquanid. Is that the play? Like double to Araquanid here when they expect the BP. Oh, they go to Klefki. Interesting. This is fine too. I mean, as long as I get my webs down, I'm pretty happy. Reflect isn't too bad, especially if I infest them here. This way I can stall out their turns. They could foul play. Defog. Okay. I guess that's okay. What I really want here is just to stall out their reflect turns. Nice. This is definitely going in my favor. And right now, I'm actually just going to spam Sticky Web. Once Infestation runs out, they can defog here. I get my webs down. Infestation runs out here. I infest them again. Okay. Togekiss is a threat. But the reflect turn's about to wear off. I'll Mirror Coat. Don't flinch, don't flinch, don't flinch, don't flinch. Nah, damn. Don't flinch, don't flinch, don't flinch, don't flinch. Ah, that's so bad for me. I did do a decent chunk to them. And now that my webs are down, their Lele should be slower than me. So I'm going to go Cleaver and Stone Axe. Get rid of you. Get rocks up. They go into Klefki probably to defog away this all my hard work. Why the double flinch? Either way, I'm getting rocks down. They are here to stay. I'm gonna go ahead and Stone Axe you as well. I know you don't take super effective damage, but you take a lot from it. I don't have anything faster. I only have Caesar. I could bluff again. I don't really have a swap into Lele here. So what I'm going to do here is double into Buzzwole. This way they can't Mystical Fire. They Psychic. Huh. Do I just lose here? Quiver Dance. That's Specs. That is Specs damage. Fiery Dance gets rid of Iron Valiant. Okay, maybe if I T-Wave the Lele, it could be game. Huh? I'm faster than you. Weird play, in my opinion. Mimikyu comes out. They Shadow Sneak here. I guess that's fine. I can roll for the burn. Fantastic. That's just what I wanted to see. Because now what I can do, go into Caesar, Trailblaze into game. No, is that's wrong. I Trailblaze here anyway. See, the thing is, if they're Mystical Fire, I just lose. I just straight up lose, right? Focus Blast, don't die. And I think I can whittle down their Mimikyu. Wait, I don't need to. I'll just get Trailblaze here and win. Right, because that breaks their disguise. They take a lot of damage. They take Life Orb chip. They take Burn chip. They take Disguise chip. That's way too much. They can't Shadow Sneak me because of their terrain. And we win the game. GG. Burn helped a lot there. Burn definitely mattered. 1600. That's pretty good. 1600 is... here. Number 30. Right below Ghost. As you can see, I've been trying Ghost and Grass recently, to no one's surprise, I imagine. And with that, let's pause and look for another game. Alright, we have some Mono Normal. I love the name as well. Bandito 2022 is very funny. They don't seem to have any immediate answers to entry hazards, which is just like cash money symbols in my team's eyes. My team does love a good bit of entry hazard spam. I kind of want to open up a Fortress, but I'm also kind of worried they're going to open up with something and bluff it to be Zoroark. So what I'm going to do here is, okay, I'm going to T-Wave you in case you're like Z conversion or something. Now, ideally, I would like Spikes down as well. They go to Beware. Do I throw right now if I just throw Spikes down? Ah. So you are Zoroark after all. That's fine. They go to the actual Beware. I can infest to you. See, I don't want this thing setting up in my face because it can be a big threat. So we're going to go hard Volcarona here. And click Fiery Dance. Getting rid of that nice and early is actually huge for my team. And you know what? Unless you're Scarf, you don't KO me. And I don't KO you either, I suppose. Honestly, wasn't expecting that. They could go into something like Lopunny here, but they risk a burn or Saluna. I'm gonna Giga Drain you. That's okay, I'm gonna Giga Drain you. I don't think it KOs because you have tons of HP, but it KOs. Okay. And they end up forfeiting. Great. 1607. Cool. Slowly getting to that climb. Maybe I can hit top 10 with this as well. Just like I did ground. I guess I'll keep going till I lose. 1607. 25. We have a good bit to go till top 10. Well, I'm not going to reach top 10 actually. It's a long way away. Let's keep going till I lose anyway. Alright, we have some Mono Steel. A very, very threatening team. They have Aggron, which is really cool actually. Aggron's not one of my favorite Pokemon, but I really appreciate Aggron all the same. I think big metal dinosaur thing is very cool. Oh, it's me. Indeed it is. Now, I do think Buzzwole's very good. I guess I'm okay with Cleaver. Do I open up with a Araquanid in case they open up with Heatran? No, I think open Fortress. Okay, they open up a Heatran. Kind of what I feared. So obviously I go Araquanid here. I live the Lava Plume or Magma Storm easily. I guess I'll Liquidate. Now Corvi is kind of what I worried about. Mirror Armor. We definitely go Fortress here. They could U-turn. Yeah, back into their Heatran. This could go on for quite a while actually. Which is very bad for me. Especially if they're toxic Heatran. They're Stealth Rock. Interesting. I'm going to Infestation here. I know I take Rocky Helmet Chip, which kind of sucks, but what I want to do here is try and get up my Sticky Webs. And they Brave Bird, very good play in my opponent's part. We take a decent chunk off them. I can go Fortress and try and spin. Actually, no. I Spike. Because they defog here. And then we're going to try and T-Wave. If they go Heatran, it's okay. I'm okay with Heatran being paralyzed. It means my Buzzwole outspeeds. Nice. That's pretty good for me. I sack Araquanid. I suppose it doesn't do much else in this game. 2 Lava Plume, that's fine. I don't think Caesar kills this. Heatran. Let's just assume it's specially defensive. Close combat. Yeah, no way. Even after Mega Evolving, it's way too much of a roll. We can go Volcarona here. We're going to Giga Drain just to break its balloon. Which I know in theory does like no damage. But it might set me up here. Okay. They go Goodra. Are you like Surf or something? Yeah, they're Surf. I kind of want to CC. But I also kind of want to knock. I also want to Stone Axe. I have Stone Axe. I go down here to this. That's fine. We get our rocks up. This is going to force them to defog away. Oh, I don't get rocks up. Interesting. Okay, so that's how that property works. I guess I Fiery Dance. They go into Goodra. Does a decent chunk, and Quiver Dance should let me live a Surf easily enough. Yeah, that doesn't do too bad. And with Hidden Power Ground into Hidden Power Ground, maybe? Now I think all I need to do, if this paralyzes actually, it's fantastic for me. Please paralyze. No, unfortunate. Crit there obviously did not matter. This is a tough endgame because my Buzzwole's not free against Goldengo. I'll close combat. Of course Goldengo's a swap into that though. I think I have to anyway. Yeah. That's bad for me. We go Fortress. If they're plot, I lose. There's Shadow Ball. I think I just lose to this. Like I can SD. Oh. Yeah, maybe. It's a roll. Maybe. It's not impossible to win. So I go Buzzwole here. Melmetal doesn't kill me. I don't think Heatran kills me. The question is, do I kill Heatran? Buzzwole, Drain Punch 58 to 68. Nope, I do not. So what I think I have to do is sub until they get a full para. Which is definitely unreliable. Because actually Lava Plume might not even KO me. It's a big risk. They go Melmetal. I don't know if that's the play, because I can bulk up in their face. That is decently strong. Now I am faster than Heatran. So I think as long as they don't... At +1 is this kill. 87 to 103. At +2 it kills. So that's game, right? GG. Tough one. I get the Beast Boost. Unless Aggron's some weird like Metal Burst set, it's not unheard of. I'll sub here just in case. Heavy Slam. Are they faster than me? Your max speed Aggron? Weird. They power up punch. Yeah, I'm okay. I easily eat this. Even on the world where Heatran outspeeds me, which it doesn't. Drain Punch KOs here. GG. And we win yet again with the Forbidden Buzzwole. I actually got a lot of that. 13 points, 16-20. Pretty good, pretty good. Still a long way away from top 10, but 16-20. Where are we? Top 20. Pretty good. Top 20 as Bug is pretty good. I really do think Bug is... I'm not going to say ruining the meta, but they're definitely taking over the meta for sure. Now, there are certain matchups I think I auto-lose with this, like Electric or Water, which is kind of unfortunate, but yeah, definitely a strong type overall. So let's pause there while we wait the 10 minutes for me to find another. Alrighty, here we go again against Mono Normal. This time I know they have Flamethrower on their Zoroark, so I need to be a bit more careful about that. They open up with that Zoroark. That's like 100% Zoroark, so let's go Araquanid here. If they fake me out here, good play. They don't. Let's Sticky Web. Beware comes out. I'll go Volcarona. It's Rock Slide. I'd like to think that's because of me it's Rock Slide. That's sub. You are... Yeah, you are Zoroark for sure. I mean, KOing that is really good. And I still have my sub up, which is kind of excellent actually. Because Drain Punch right now goes crazy. Beware comes in. I'm going to bulk up once. Yeah, as expected. This could be like a bulk up war. 42 is not bad. And they end up forfeiting 16-26. Nice. Should I go for one more game? I think this is already pretty long live. Let's go for one more. Alright, here we go again against Steel. We learned last time that Buzzwole is a massive, massive threat in this matchup. Actually, so is Volcarona. Especially if I can get rid of Heatran, they just, I think, lose. We'll open up with my Fortress. They open up with their Heatran. Okay, is this like Eruption? Lava Plume does nothing. I'm going to go ahead and just Liquidate. Skarmory comes in. Yeah, you can Rocky Helmet, right? As expected. I'm gonna get webs down. I guess I'm okay with webs again. It outspeeds. Lets me outspeed your Heatran. We'll go Fortress. Ah, they Whirlwind. Nice play. I guess I Fiery Dance. Because I'm just okay with killing this. You can go into Heatran, that's not an issue. I'll Quiver Dance once in your face into Hidden Power Ground. Toxic is annoying. Let's Hidden Power Ground here. Nice. You don't have a HP ground swap in. I'm okay with this dying. I'm really okay with this dying. Because I think Buzzwole might just win the game. I'll sub. You definitely can't break that. Goldengo is kind of a threat. Rapid Spin, you're dead. I guess Rapid Spin's annoying. It's okay, because you're dead here. You're dead. Unless you're Specs. I live. Oh no, this could kill me too. Nope. Buzzwole is just an absolute monster. How does that live? I could have swapped out as well. Honestly, swapping out was the safer play, but just this Buzzwole is just too strong. I absolutely love this team. This is a long lie, but I want to keep going. Okay, we have Poison, and it looks to be like a regen core Poison. Surely this is the team to usurp me, right? Please let me rest. I'm tired. Okay, I'm gonna open up with my Cleaver. Great opening, because I can Stone Axe here. Even if you're Scarf, I don't think you KO me. Now they could be Mortal Spin. That did a lot. I'm not gonna hold you, that did a lot. Something gets spored here. I guess not Araquanid. I need Araquanid for Frostmoth. Or sorry, Iron Moth. I kind of like everything on my team. I guess Buzzwole. In a weird way, I don't value Buzzwole too much. Then we go Volcarona. Glimmora is a threat. I outspeed you. I really don't think Hidden Power Ground kills this. HP Ground. Whoa, that was Glimmet. Why can't I not use this thing? Genuinely, I cannot use Glimmora, Focus Sash, Hidden Power Ground. Still does a lot. I'm going to risk it. Nice. Stopping them from spinning, stopping them from getting entry hazards down is really good for me. I always go into something like Araquanid on Iron Moth. Yeah, I always go Araquanid here. That's Specs, I think. Let's get webs down. I mean, if I get really cheeky here, and this gets another boost, I still don't think it KOs me. I think I'm still okay. After one more boost. Okay, now you die. You go down. Fantastic. Webs is pretty good for Beedrill. Speaking of, let's go Fortress here. U-turns, whatever. As long as you're not T-Spikes, I can just throw spikes down. And I can just throw spikes down. Spikes and Stealth Rock actually mean they're at a net negative with their regen core, which is really good for me. Okay. There's a bunch of spikes, and they forfeit. Great. 1645. Still not there. Still a while away for top 100. Or top 10, sorry. I think. But we're getting higher and higher. I think we're still 15. I think we won a game, didn't go up at all there. Yeah, we still need like 30 more points, which is a lot. Okie dokie, it's mono fire time. This is surely the game. This is surely the first game I lose, right? Araquanid's good here. Cleaver's amazing in this game, actually. I want to open up Volcarona. Now, Volcarona is a really good Pokemon in this matchup, so it's kind of strange to open up with it. But I want to try and just KO this before I get its Stealth Rocks down. No! I mean, the crit there is big, so I'm not, like, super upset I got that. Huh. I think I let this sleep. Yeah, It's fine, right? I stopped them getting rocks down. I also stopped them spinning away, which is arguably bigger. Because if they go Volcarona here, I can go Araquanid. We live nicely enough. Now, I don't think Liquidation will kill because of the sun, but it should put it in range of potentially even Caesar. Ooh, what's this? Shouted Psyche. That actually didn't do that much. And 69 damage, nice, is very good. They don't have any spinner, but I'd rather just be dead. That thing's a threat. Their sun has 3 turns left, and then it's gone for good. Do I save this? I kind of feel like yes, I do. Honestly, Caesar sucks in this game. So I'm okay to sack that. I really want to go Cleaver. I think Cleaver kills Volcanion. Stone Axe, no it doesn't actually. If it's in any way bulky, this doesn't kill. Okay, let's go Araquanid here. We'll try Mirror Coat on the Flamethrower. I think I might just live. Sludge Bomb, I live. Nice. Now it's definitely in range of Stone Axe. The question is, can Stone Axe win the game? The answer is, I don't think so, but maybe. Because Heatran's still a big threat. That goes down. I outspeed Cinderace, I outspeed Charizard. But Heatran is a big threat. Cinderace comes in? Are you Scarf? You're Scarf Cinderace. That's crazy. Now I'm kind of regretting. No, I'm not regretting this, right? I go Volcarona. I sack it. I think. I'll try Quiver Dance anyway. Okay. Do I just win this way? It's kind of a cheap way to win, but hey. I'll take it. Oh my god, really? I know it's bad accuracy, but I feel like I don't deserve this game. That's the way I win it. There's no way. There's no way I win this way, right? It's so undeserved, if so. I mean, I guess I had an out. Just in case people are wondering, my play was to sack Volcarona, go into Fortress, T-Wave the Heatran. When the Heatran is T-Waved, I outspeeded Buzzwole, Buzzwole Drain Punch KOs, and then I take in Cleaver and Stone Axe the Charizard for game. Wow. That was so unfortunate. And yet, Bug reigns supreme, so do we end it there? Alright, we have a game against Mono Fairy. It's a winnable matchup. I think I had to play around the Tapu Lele, but if I do, Caesar is amazing. I also have to play around the Azumarill. It can be quite tough for my team. I'm going to open up a Cleaver. Now, I fully expect that Cleaver could die pretty early, but they don't seem to have much hazard control outside of Klefki, which is pretty good for me, so a Stone Axe right now is going to do a decent chunk of damage. And more importantly, we get our rocks up. I'll Stone Axe again. They go into Klefki. This is fine. They probably want to defog. So I'll go into Volcarona. They spikes here. I Fire Dance. They can't defog away so readily, actually. Light Screen. Okay. Light Screen comes out. That's okay, I guess. Are you T-Wave? Is your last move T-Wave? Or is it Foul Play? They're getting their spikes up. That's kind of dangerous for me, but not the worst. Because it's getting to the point now where I actually think I can do a lot of damage to Azumarill with Giga Drain. They can jet me. They do run the risk of course, getting burnt. And either way, I think Giga Drain should put them in range of... Don't be Z. Don't be Z. Okay, they liquidate. That's fine. The reason that's fine is it puts them in range of my Bullet Punch. But what I actually want to do here is remove these spikes. Please, spikes, be gone. Okay, Coco comes out. You know what? I'm just going to spike again. I know T-Wave can do a decent chunk here. I think on Lele I always have a swap in. Oh, my battery is dying. Gotta plug this in. They Volt Switch into a Azumarill. They can't Belly Drum. I don't even think they KO me here. So what I'm going to do is Spike again. And I'm faster. Interesting. Okay, the defense drop there kind of sucks because this next one, it wouldn't kill. We Spike again. They died to burn. This dies now. You boots? All my hard work. You were boots all along. That's okay. I get in Cleaver. I Stone Axe. I'm keeping my rocks down here. I'm so sad though. I spent a lot of time getting those up. I was so cocky. I'm like, yeah, I'm getting all my hazards up. At least I haven't gotten webs down yet. And as long as a Rockwind is healthy, I think I have an out for Tapu Lele. Okay, this comes in. What does it do against me? I guess I sack Fortress. Like, it's slower than everything on their team, so obviously it's going to die. Yeah, I sack Fortress. You're probably physical anyway. I go Caesar. I Bullet Punch, but they probably go Lele here. I'm like 99% certain they go Lele here, but just in case they don't, I Bullet Punch. Yeah, they go Lele. That's fine. We can get my Araquanid in. Araquanid shouldn't take much. Focus Blast would do nothing anyway. I'm going to Infest. What are you? This thing scares me. Like, a lot, because I never know what set this is. I guess we sack... do we sack Buzzwole? I feel like Supersonic Sky Strike. I sack Buzzwole. Superpower. Uh-oh. That's not good. That's very not good. Moonblast Superpower. Interesting. Cleaver? Doesn't kill. But it puts it in range of Bullet Punch. I think I have to get some good doubles here because I have less sacks than them, which is not good. Actually, this might KO. If it crits, it KOs. Definitely. Okay, they give me Tapu Koko. Not sure if that's the play I would have done. Interesting, they want to boost their Iron Valiant speed. I mean, Caesar is free enough, I think. And I don't care about Psychic Terrain against Enamorous because it's flying. I don't think the priority gets blocked. I think that's how that interaction works. I guess we'll find out. Yeah, Caesar lives this nicely enough. I mean, they can CC. They Swords Dance, that's bad. We Bullet Punch always. Force out their Lele takes a bit of chip. Yada yada yada. Actually, a Focus Blast is their best answer against Caesar. I don't think their Lele realistically has an answer against me. Because otherwise they would have clicked Mystical Fire, right? I know Araquanid easily eats it, but it easily eats most things it throws my way. So I think... let's put the timer on here. Will this game even rank me up? I don't think so. Okay, Lele comes out. I guess just to be safe, I always go Araquanid. Now they probably Psyshock here or Psychick. Most likely. They Focus Blast again. Again, that's your best option. I don't think you have much for me. Your Boots. I Infest into Liquidation. Superpower's not doing too much. Oh wow. 50 is a ton. I Webs here. And the reason I Webs is to make Lele slower than my Cleaver. And I'm pretty sure Exorcist just wins the game. Assuming even Lele somehow managed to kill me, which I don't think I can do. Oh, it can. Well, it ran out of terrain. Goodbye. Bullet Punch GG. 1659. This is a slow, slow climb. I managed to get 1659, number 14, but honestly, I'm burnt out playing this type. I've been recording for a few hours now, and I'm still just that bit further from top 10. I do think it's reachable. I think it's definitely reachable with this type. It's a very good type, and a very fun type. I don't necessarily think it's the best type in the game, but I do think it has absolutely some meta domination all the same. Like right now, it's crazy good. Caesar, Buzzwole, all this kind of stuff are just really, really strong on the physical side. It has access to Volcarona. Cleaver, I've heard some people say they find it a little bit underwhelming, but I think Cleaver is absolutely insane on this Pokemon, on this team, sorry. It's like Stone Axe, killing fire types, flying types. It's just ridiculous. It sets up rocks for free. It's quite good. X Scissors, like 120 base stab that can be spammed with sharpness boost, with like stab and sharpness boost is just really, really good. Yeah, this type is insane. I'm going to go ahead and say this type is top 5. I think it's held back a tiny bit by being gatekept by things like water and electric being nearly unwinnable matchups, but overall this type just has so much versatility, so much reliability, and just so much powerful mons. So let me know in the comments down below if you enjoy this type, what your favorite bug Pokemon is, or what you think of the bug type in general. And of course, let me know in the comments down below if you have any recommendations for what type I should play next. If you made it this far in the video, I appreciate it so much. Definitely leaving a like, a comment, or subscribing to the channel if you enjoy. It helps me out so much to grow as a small creator. I do also read all my comments, and they all make me smile. Every time I get a ping on my phone saying someone commented on my video, it definitely makes my day, so I really do appreciate that. With that out of the way, I hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you next time, everyone. Take care, and have a good day.